Well, because it's raining today, I decided to go ahead and do brake calipers instead of working on the carburetor right away, because I was going to sandblast and powder coat, and I'm certainly not going to do that in the rain. I never take for granted just because the outside of a caliper looks fairly okay that the inside is okay. If you take a look at this is what's on the inside of a 30-year-old caliper. So what I've done is I've taken away the oil, the O-rings. They stayed intact, great for me, and I'm going to clean those guys up. And if you take a look at the inside of this piston, I'm going to go ahead and sandblast it. The good news is the outside, which is the part that's the most important, is fairly clean, so I'll be able to clean that up real well. Brake pads are okay. I'm going to sandblast the rust off of here. And just because this piece looked okay didn't mean that the rest of the caliper was good. So again, just because it looked good on the outside didn't mean it was going to be good on the inside. Caliper here, you see this particular area is where the seal will go, and then on top of that will go the rubber dust collector. This is the dust collector before it's cleaned. It's important to also make sure that this top part is what's going to go up. This bottom is going into the bottom into the seal, and this top part here will actually fit onto this indentation in the piston itself. And we are also going to be putting in this seal, so we're going to clean this up first before we put it in. Okay, so here we see the seal in place, and next we are going to put the protective boot covering on it, but before we do, we will put some DOT brake fluid on the inside of the cylinder wall to allow the cylinder to slide in easily. Always use DOT3, that's your brakes. Okay, here we have propeller installation, and as you can see, this interior edge is what's going to go. These items are placed in the caliper to hold the pads in place. This is a little wire piece we just placed in there, and now we are putting the pads in place, and next we will put this piece on to hold the assembly together. So here's the assembly, and this is the piece that will go on the motorcycle, and those two holes are where the bolts will go to bolt to the frame. So as we can see with this other unit, those hold the caliper in place, and the ones on the right actually hold the two pieces in the caliper onto the motorcycle.